Alright guys, thanks for being here to those who's attending the live sessions here, or whoever will be watching in the next few. So again, my name is Manuel from AAA Physical Therapy, and here are our teammates. And we got Stephanie here, we got Mariam. So, say hello. Alright, cool. So, we just traveled recently in different locations, and so we just want to go ahead and share our stories of what happened with our respective trips. So, I just recently traveled back to the Philippines, and how about you guys?
I went to Paris and I went to England for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I went to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic for a week.
For a week. And I know you also visited, well, at least
London a couple months ago.
a couple months ago. All right, sounds good. All right, cool. So usually when we go out on these trips, we go ahead and learn something fun or interesting. So, care to share something that was interesting in your respective trips?
Interesting. Well, it was seeing Paris for the first time, like a dream come true. It was a good. Well, we were only there for 2 days, but I know like it gave me a good idea of like if I go next time, what will I do better? Like how to prepare myself. So not a lot of people speak English there. So like even like the Uber driver, the taxi driver, like people at restaurants, like it was really hard to like communicate with them. But we learned like some basic words, like just to say like thank you, hi, and that's like what we said throughout the day. That's it. But other than that, like we were surprised to see like they had like a lot of Pakistani restaurants there with like a lot of Pakistani workers, which I didn't expect that to be there. That was kind of comforting me. It's like, oh, people from our home country. Okay, now speak what we can. Like they understand us. But yeah, seeing Eiffel Tower for the first time, like, it is way, way bigger than what you would imagine it to be. Like it is like 10 times bigger than that. But there's like a lot more security around it, so we weren't able to like go on top because the line was too long. But other than that, like going to the palace and like the whole experience, like it was really nice. And England, I've already been there a couple of times, but it's really different to compared to here. Like here, like everything is flat, but there's like more hills and mountains, and just the way their accent, it just gets stronger and stronger the more you go up north. It's just like it's like slow down because they think like we have like a strong American accent. I'm like, what accent? I feel like I don't even talk with the accent. But like when they try to like mock me, I'm like, do we really talk like that? Like they were like more emphasized and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a good experience, and it's good like for a break and like just to get away from everything and experience something whole new.
Alright, sounds good. Let's fix this a little bit. It moved. Alright, go ahead, Stephanie. What can you go ahead and say?
In London, it's funny what you said about the accents also,
Yeah.
because I thought when I went there, people were gonna say like, "Oh, like Americans, I
Yeah.
hate your accents." But I remember one lady told me that she loves an American accent,
Yeah.
so I was pretty impressed by that.
People are like, can you talk to me? Say something.
I know, I was like, I don't, like, I love your accent, I don't know why you like mine.
At least it's a positive mutual
Yeah.
respect or appreciation of what your American accent is or British accent. For that
Exactly.
matter, so.
And then in the Dominican Republic,
Mhm.
I got to try a lot of different foods that are native to that country, and a lot of different like styles of eating that they had there.
Mhm.
So that was very interesting and enjoyable, and I wish I could go back.
Can you identify more specific things in terms of the dishes, or when you say style, what do you mean by that then?
Like they generally do, you know, like the tapas style
Mm.
of eating, so you know, small plates, and they have like different kinds of juices for breakfast and different kinds of fruits that we would typically, you know, not see here.
Not have
so.
here. Yeah. Okay. All right. And so speaking of food, we were sort of doing a practice run before this. Mary, you were saying.
Croissants, like that's what they're most known for, and it's surprising because they even had croissants in McDonald's, and it's very expensive there, you know. So if you ever go, take a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's pricey.
It's more reasonable now because he did the product placement, so it'll be taken care of, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So for me, just going back to the roots, and just like what you mentioned about, I think, being a little bit more of a tropical area, having all those fruits. So I was having coconut, green mango shake almost every day. So so I really tried to go ahead and have that. Right. And then you were speaking about language, and that's what it is. When for us here at physical therapy, obviously we work with everyone, and whether it's from accent or not understanding the native tongue. All right. So now again, the reason why we're doing this beanbag banter with our teammates here is because when we go to other places, or when we travel, we always learn something, and as we learn something, we get to apply it with the things that we do here. And so that's the main objective of this video or this program, is that I want to ask, what is it that you learned, or what is it that you experienced with the countries that you just visited, and bring it here as a staff member for AAA Physical Therapy.
Okay, more.
You can go first if you want.
Yeah, I feel like with like the language barrier, I feel like we learned like how to be more patient and like understanding people and like how to communicate with them. Because like here, when we have patients, like to this point, like I know how to talk to them, and that was kind of helpful because like from their perspective. Because when we couldn't understand them, I feel like that's how it's here. When people come into our clinic, they don't know English, and when I'm talking to them, like I need to slow down, and like they need to like use like keywords and how to help each other out. So that was that. And even like people, like some of our patients were like really interested in my trip, and like they were so excited for me to come back and like for me to share everything. And they were like, oh, like you like literally went to my dream place, this and that, like showing them pictures. So it was like a good connection between them, because I knew one of our patients, like he was like really looking forward for me to like come back and tell him all about it. And we were like talking about it like weeks ahead. They're like, oh, do this, do that. So yeah, like just positive things, and like how we can share the experience and tell them like what we experienced, because sometimes what they have in their head of how the place is going to be, like I can give them another perspective of it, like this is what I experienced, and like it just opens up your mindset and everything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so in the islands, like, or I would guess say here we have a very fast-paced lifestyle, whereas in the islands they, more take their time with things. And so it very much taught me to, take a step back and like take time for yourself. Not everything needs to be in a rush all of the time, which is really important when you come to physical therapy as well, because that's also your personal time to relax and to value like your body and yourself. So it's important to do that on a daily basis.
Yeah, thank you for all of those. And for me, what I can go and share, similar to what you've mentioned, is that Philippines seems to be more laid back, if you may, versus to what our culture here is, and with that culture, we have to also learn that everybody that comes in here may not necessarily have that type A personality, but they're also going to take their time, and so on and so forth. And it's not us rushing them whether they have type A or not. I mean, obviously, in terms of our services, we have to be fast with what we're doing. All right? We got phone calls. This is what happens when it's live. It's good stuff. All right, so, going back to what, with that, yeah, speaking of type A personality, all right, okay, we have to answer the phone call. But the thing is, we know that we have a teammate that would be able to go ahead and pick that up. Now, so in terms of people coming in, some are like type A, need to get things done now, or like what you identified earlier, hey, where did you go, and I want to see the pictures, and so on and so forth, and then build that connection. So regardless, we're able to go ahead and do that. And then returning to the language of what you're saying earlier, is that I assume it's not only from a language perspective, but also nonverbal cues as well, that you have to learn how to work with others. So, and I know, speaking of patients, I know one of our patients here was not really happy with me when I was doing yoga on the beach, and it was a snowstorm here or something. So, but anyway, all right. So, any other last thoughts of your travels and anything else that we do here at AAA Physical Therapy?
Um, just a good for experience, and like it gives you a realization, like how important like a break is. Like even though you're looking forward to work, it's like that good gap, and it gives you time to like refresh and actually like realize the importance of work. 'Cause like even if I was there, like I would like checking my phone. I was like, okay, let's read what's going on at work and like just going through everything. But still like at least keeping up and like knowing how it would be when like I'm not working here, and like the impact like everyone has on me, because like I would actually like miss them there, because knowing like like I have to go to work, like this and that, like it's still in you, but it's also good as in like taking a break and time for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And then the other thing too is that the two things I want to highlight. Yes, in terms of taking a break now, would we be able to go to a tropical country just like that? Obviously not. Would we be able to go to Europe just like that? Obviously not. So in terms of taking a break in our day-to-day grind and our day-to-day lives, that's something that we all have to go ahead and do and find ways to go ahead and make that happen. And this is where, again, why we're offering a different types of services that we have here, from Tai Chi to Zumba to yoga to belly dance, and that's what it is with our experiences in terms of traveling in different places. We are able to offer all these different activities that stem from different cultures or countries, if you may.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can just at least take that break, why not? And maybe the last thing that I want to highlight with what you mentioned earlier is having that, opening your mindset a little bit more, because sometimes we'll have a tendency to have these blinders, if you may, and I think that's all of our experience, to take a little bit, open our blinders a little bit more, see other people's perspectives and so on and so forth, and work with them in that way. So, all right, so cool. Well, thank you for joining us live here. And whoever will be watching us on YouTube, thank you for that. And hopefully we get to see you in our next few sessions in our Bean Bag Banter. Thanks for joining us. Take care.